We thought the art was over, but little did we know, it had only just begun. Art review, reloaded.
Alright, coming right into a ref sheet, we have Aureax by AsRealm1. I, again, really like this color scheme. I know I've talked about it in the previous videos, but red and black just kind of work for me. The blue and the white added in there in his eyes are actually really cool, and I like the style of this. It's not often that you see dragons looking so much like dragons and not like anything else, so this is really cool. AsRealm 1 also has a Bowsette, but without the crown, so it's not completely peach yet, but still a female Bowser. So I wonder if that will make her even more feminine when she puts it on. The next amazing piece is from EUI Exist, which is a painting of Kermit the Frog, which, even though it looks like it was meant to be ironic, is actually really well done. You can see all of the detail put in, and it looks like it was fun to make. He also has a pretty happy-go-lucky looking goat character. I'm a fan of this. Gray eyes isn't something I see very often, but I like that it kind of matches his horns and everything else, so it goes really well with the character. Here's a pretty wholesome picture from Halphios. During a Pokemon battle, seeing Lucario getting just a nice pat on the head. But seriously, the art is actually really nice. It's well done, it's well drawn out, and the shading and the lighting on it are very well done too. I like the style of this one. It doesn't make them look too much like Pokemon and more like their own characters, which is really cool. And here we have an unfortunate situation where a servant accidentally spilt some milk on a royal prisoner and is apologizing by bowing down and touching the necklace of the royal prisoner. That's totally what's happening here, right? Hey Bon Bon 2 gives us some pretty cool art. This is awesome and stylized. It reminds me of, again, something I can't quite recall, but the way that the outside line work is done is really cool. And the stuff that they add into the art, like the big ears and the kind of like shiny glowy eyes, really adds to the cuteness over all of these characters. It kind of looks there like he was into a little bit of stepping into some ink or some mud or something, but overall this is a really cute pick. The background is really well done too. It looked like they spent a lot of time getting that put together. Here's a pretty innocent picture from Corin Rose of Werewolfy moving his shirt out the way while he's cutting his hair just to make sure, you know, nothing gets in the way. The really big muscles are not something that's I'm a favorite of, but I do like the way that they drew the clothes. The fur is really well done, and honestly, the muscles are really well done too, so good job. This next artist is coming to us from DeviantArt, Maxi El Furro. I'll link their website in the description. It looks like we're starting off with a little bunny who's trying to be spooky, but I bet he's got a little bit more to hide. This is probably what this guy sees when he has sleep paralysis. And then a pretty cool sky battle between, Dragonite and Pikachu. The lightning is really well done, and I think it's cool how it's kind of like a fuzzier art, and there are no defined borders. It kind of like adds to that idea of motion, where they're like moving through the sky, you know? And then Moxie stops to smell the flowers for a bit. Here's another artist that I've seen grow on Twitter, and each time that they post, their art keeps getting better and better, and I love to see where they keep going. I really like this otter. I think it's cute. Here he is tripping on a rock and, you know, trying to reach for his groundings. Too bad he's not near water. He could just fall in. In this next one, it looks like he's trying to figure out where his pants went. And if you look really closely, you can see a little Owo on his pocket. But again, super cute art. I like the borders, and I like the very deliberate art style. All the lining is done really well. And like I said, his art keeps getting better and better. This is one of my favorites of his, only just because it's so derpy and silly. He looks like he's like kind of doing a silly walk or waving hello. Here's a pretty cool set of pieces from Night Angel Moon. It looks like either a comic strip or 3 separate pieces, but I'm just going to try and make a little story for her right now. So there she is, tired, late in the city, goes to take a nap, and that's when the demons take over. Night Angel Moon's style is very pretty. It's very colorful. I like all of the colors that are used, especially because it goes along with her name very well. They're all very kind of darker nighttime tones. Here is a cool piece from Nighty Nerd. This is a good use of light coming through the fur on the back end because the moon's in the background. You can kind of see the lighting coming through, like a reverse shadow, like the shadow would be on us. I really like this art style. It's very calming and soft, I think are the two words I would use. Oh, and this one's just perfect. Like I said before, I like fantasy stuff, I like magic-y stuff, and I like groups of furries hanging out. So this is awesome. It kind of looks like maybe a Halloween party or some cosplay, but it's really well done. And or they're actually like 3 mages or something. Next we have what appears to be PewDiePie as a ninja, coming in and stabbing this guy in the shin, or like right in the kneecap. Pretty interesting, but thanks Nightmare G. NoobTube approves. Thumbs up. I think this is really cool. I see Lucario down there. That's really well done. It's interesting to see when art is actually done on paper. This is a really cool style, and I'll give you a thumbs up too. So Omnidad's art is another avian art that is amazing. This is actually really well detailed. It looks like it was painted really well, and the detail on the eye alone kind of makes this whole piece come together. And then they have the cute little cat who's kind of surprised, caught off guard. I really like all the fur and everything in here, but this paintwork is really well done. It kind of adds a different aspect, and it's definitely in a unique style that I don't normally see. Here is an underwater creature, at least I think so, from the little bubbles coming up. It looks like maybe he has a little jellyfish or a crab on his head, but this is from Pear Zero Dice, which I'm assuming is supposed to be read Pero Dice. He also has a really cute badge art with the name Ashton. I really like this one because he's given a little blep, and I think that's always cute. But if you look in his eyes, you can see little hearts. But the art is cute, and if you're looking for a nice badge, I'm sure Ashton or Pero Dice can help you out. This is really cool art. I like the colors. I like that the outline is also rainbow, purple and pink, just like the rest, purple, blue, and pink. And the style is very cool. This is a very cool, like, Avatar style. PK Raven Vivo has some pretty sweet art. I love the coloring. I love the style of it. It's very unique. And sometimes edgy. But, I mean, who isn't? This artist needs some attention. I went through some of the rest of their art, and it is amazing. The pieces that they do and the stuff that they do is great. Definitely check them out. Puppy Dane art. I'm sorry I just messed up your name, but the link will be in the description. It's on the screen now. Definitely beautiful art. I'm a big fan. Same thing with Purple Dragon Ray. This is hands down some of the best art I've seen on Twitter. Definitely not only unique, but very talented. I do love the warrior look. I do love the colors. He looks like an angelic warrior. It's amazing, and the rest of the stuff that Purple Dragon Ray does is amazing. Please go check them out. This little piece by Raptorpod is super cute. This leafy little furry hanging out by the pond, checking out his reflection in the water. I like the fuzziness of the trees. It kind of gives you that photo blur aspect, as if it's focusing in on the character in the front, which really draws attention to the character, which is hard to take your attention away anyway because it's so cute. Here we have some adorable art from Real Baby Burb. This definitely looks like something that would be in a cartoon, like daytime Nickelodeon cartoons, or definitely maybe even an Adult Swim cartoon, but it is really cute, and it is really sweet. So this is another Deviant artist that I pulled some of their art from their DeviantArt, and I'll link their information down below. But Rebel Links, their art is very well done. It's one of those that I like to say is deliberate art. It's very specific. I really like the way that it looks. They have a very mythical vibe with a lot of their art. It's very pretty, and The style of how they draw their characters and how they draw their faces and clothing stands out, and I'm a fan. Now this is one of this artist's first drawings. I found it on his Twitter, Red's Boop and Snoot. Like I said, I'm a fan of the smirk and the wink. I think it's really cute. It's definitely a good job, and I'd love to see how this guy grows as an artist. Going back to more like mythical warrior stuff, this is really cool. He's got like an ice staff. This style is really cool, and this is something I'd like to see in like a full-on like cartoon or a full-on anime. I really like the whole mythical vibe of it and the whole magical vibe of it. The line work is really well done, and all of the wisps and colors and magic that's going on must have taken forever, because it's pretty intense, and I kind of want to know how this battle plays out. So if there's a part 2 to this picture, let me know. Rain Goldfur also has this really sweet scaly picture of this cobra taking care of his bonsai tree. But this one, the drawing is so crisp and so sharp, and they're able to add so much green without making it looking overbearingly green, and I think that has to do with a bit of the shading that they did, which is really well done. Oh, this next artist, Rocky, he's a good friend of mine on Telegram and on Twitter. His art has improved so much from the first one that I've seen, and each thing that he draws ends up being so much more amazing. I'm really excited to see how he continues to draw, but this is so amazingly cute. I really like the style of it. I really like how Christmassy it is, and I would love to see a little puppy like this pop up out of a Christmas box on Christmas. Here is an album cover from Rook Ghosty. I don't know if this is an actual band or if this is an actual album cover, but the art is really cool. This is something that if I saw at a store, I would definitely pick out and try, at least listen to. It's a little darker and a little more edgy, but the balance of the wings and everything else is phenomenal. Good job. Here's a cute little demon-looking thing from Sailboat Arts. I like how it's so cute yet still really intimidating. Like, it's got the fire in its hands, like, hey, come give me a hug, but I also might destroy you. The painting of this and the lighting coming from the fire is really cool. You can see the shading of the fur in its ears kind of reflecting on the back of its inner ear, which is really cool. Here's a sweet little nighttime picture from Sapphire Kitty 98. The art kind of reminds me of Kimbo the White Lion, not just because they're white, but just because of kind of the way that their faces are structured and the fur is structured. But it is really beautiful, and I do like how you could see the firefly's light reflecting on the fur up above. A lot of good attention to detail in these, and a really sweet family moment. Sapphire Kitty also has a really nice picture of what I'm assuming is either her or somebody else's persona, but it is really pretty. I like what's going on there with the hair and the fur, and the overall style is actually really cute. Very well done drawing. Definitely something I would look at commissioning. Here's a cool piece from Silver Kip. A pen drawing. Looks like it was probably done at school when you should have been studying, but honestly this is cooler. So I like the sword. He looks kind of intimidating, but the detail on the head is really cool, and the simple design makes it stand out. As a nice drawing, we have this darker wolf and more of like a pencil or charcoal drawing, and the detail in it is really nice. Definitely something that I'd like to see more of. Oh, what's this? Another reference of a beautiful character made by Srust on Twitter. This is actually my alter persona. You can follow him at The River Yeen. But Srust's art is actually really nice. It's some of the cutest dragon art I've ever seen. Also some of the most detailed dragon art I've ever seen. Definitely go check him out. His art is phenomenal. Here's a cool motorcycle pic of an otter. Even the license plate reads out otters. And then in the next pic, Ski Sharp has a cat smoking a cigarette on the side of a building. And the amount of bricks that are on there, it doesn't look like a copy and paste pattern. So if that had to be drawn, I don't even understand how long that must have taken. The attention to detail this is really nice. I like the style of the cat, and I like the markings on the cat. It's a very cool picture, and it kind of gives like a slice of life. Here's a pretty cool pic from Small Thief. I think maybe Small Thief is what that's supposed to say. but it's such a smooth picture. All the colors are really creamy, if that makes sense. Pastel, maybe minty, but the shading makes it feel very flat, but also very soothing. So I like this picture. I also really like the angle, and the character itself is really cute. Here are a couple pencil drawings from Space Axolotl. The first one kind of looks like a spacefaring Koopa, or something that maybe Bowser would send to get Mario in space. I like the style of this. It seems like cartoony, but still very realist. The art style is really nice, and I like his furrowed brow and the detail on the eye. This next character kind of looks like something out of a Pixar movie. Even in quality, it's endearing and cute, but he kind of looks like he's gonna grift you on a bad deal, try and sell you something. So this next artist is Specimen ZYT, but they drew a new persona for Antivist Ollie, and I actually really like it. I think it's simple and cute. I like the colors. Like I said, I like purple over pink, so purple's better. And he's got this like punk vibe going on, which is pretty cool. Big long whiskers on this boy, and actually a really well done drop crotch. Sometimes people mess up otters, and I think this is really well done. Our next artist is Spotastic, which is awesome. He has this kind of absurdist cubist art of a fox, which is very unique, something I haven't seen before. It's a different way of drawing, but I really like it. Same thing with this next drawing, just a cute little tongue out and a wink. But the color and the style of the character is really cool, as well as the shading. Definitely an improvement from stuff I've seen that they drew in the past, so cool. Here's an amazingly detailed piece by Spotty Aowen. I think I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry if I'm not. But not just the detail on the fox, but the detail on the tree, the detail on the lighting, the shadows, the shading. Everything is so well done, and it kind of makes you feel like you're there. Also, if you look, the ears are kind of perked up a little bit, and definitely with his expression, it conveys his emotion really well, which again is kind of hard to do with emotion. Sometimes the emotion can come up like wrong or feel kind of out of place, but this one feels really real and right, so I like it a lot. So this next piece is actually a shout-out piece. The artist's name is Squelch Style, but the person who shouted them out is Itazura Kanamura. It's a friend of theirs who just said that their friend has a fantastic art style and needs way more attention, and I could not agree more. It is a beautiful art style. It is very interesting. It's very unique. I like what's going on with the clothing. I like what's going on with the coloring, which I am a huge fan of, and I would definitely recommend you guys go check them out. Sarcasm has mastered this lighting piece with this piece. While the main part of the piece is in light and you can see all of the detail, you can still make out detail even in the darkest parts. Not only is the art really good and well done, it's very dynamic and beautiful. We have a very colorful piece from Starseeker Doggo. This color scheme is really cool. I like the greens and the purples. Big old smile going on. But the line work on here is really well done. It's something that I said earlier about how the lines sometimes change in thickness and shape as they go, and that's to kind of accentuate the shading of the areas, which definitely gives this piece a very unique feel. I know I've said that word about 1,000 times, but one thing I want to draw attention to is the amount of detail put into the eye. You can see the reflection almost of the camera taking this picture. It is amazing. Now this is some cool art. I do like the colors a lot. The hairstyle is awesome, and it looks like a concept for like a really cool video game character. The bat-like ears and the aquatic nature of this creature complement each other very well. And then a much less aquatic art piece is this really fuzzy but also equally amazing piece by T.I.S. The clothes here as well are really well done. It all looks so very natural, and it's all kind of hanging on him how it would in this situation, which is really cool and kind of hard to achieve, so props. And then, of course, the King of Kings, Garfield. Now, speaking of unique art, this is Telstar. This is some of the coolest stuff that I've seen. It's very retro, and it's very colorful, and I like that you could see the paint program in the background. It's stylized and different, and I'm nuts about how it looks. I think it's amazing. Good job. Here's a pic from the Burning Donut. It says, "Dogs can't be vegans." Eating a big juicy burger from Bob's Burgers, which I can't look at because I'm on a diet. But the Burning Donut does have some more pretty cool art, one from Splatoon, and then one of a skateboarding dog. But really their art is actually very well done, and does a good job of characterizing these personas and giving them personality and life. Here's some beautiful pen and ink pieces from the Vampiric Momo. It's a very Hispanic art style, but it's so beautiful. It's almost like tattoo art. Here's some colorful art from The Fling. I like how you could tell that, like, the one on the left is clearly a bad boy, but probably has good intentions on the inside, and then the other one looks sweet on the outside, but probably has bad intentions on the inside. It's cool when an artist can convey those kind of emotions just from a simple look or a smile. And this very sharp-edged other picture with very big, broad strokes and very angular features has a very charming retro feel that I think that a lot of people miss. Vanilla the Neko brings us some MLP art. It is interesting in the way that it's MLP art, but they're still fully anthropomorphic rather than being ponies like I see in other My Little Pony art. But it's still very well drawn, and I think the line work and a lot of the attention to some of the smaller details is commendable. Here's another artist coming from DeviantArt, a super cute little PNG sticker, as well as kind of a edgy, darker, bloodier, angel-looking thing. But in this one, all of the detail of the darkness of the blood and the shading and then the background colors gives you this like offset feeling, which is really cool because I believe the picture is actually kind of supposed to make you feel a little offset. They're also really wonderful, and they made me a little PNG too, which you could find on Twitter. This is Vinny Violet. He drew Cool Dog, so please follow and like all tweets. So this next artist comes to us over from Instagram, actually, and again, I will link that down below, but it's a very unique style. I like the dark, mythical feeling of it, and the very long, sharp features. I think the coloring works really well, just the red, white, and blue, but maybe I'm just biased.
Okay guys, thanks for sticking with me this long. We looked at a lot of good art and we saw a lot of amazing artists. I hope you guys go check them out. Give them a little bit of love from me. Make sure to check out all of their pages down below. And if you didn't make it into these 3 video series, if this does well, I'll probably do another one. And don't forget, a little bit later this week, I'm going to be reviewing my top 10 favorite picks out of all 3 episodes. So if you want to stick around, please subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you next time.
Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, row, fight the power, crush the untouchable, break the unbreakable. Row, row, fight the power. What you gonna do is what you wanna do. Just break the rule, then you see the truth.